It's time for Speaking of Speaking. Quick tips and tools to take you from stage fright to spotlight. This podcast gives you an inside look from the world of public speaking and speaking secrets you need to be bold from the stage, no matter what business you're in. The host of Speaking, Carl Richards.
Thank you, Matt. Episode 31 of the Speaking of Speaking podcast. And I wanted to do something a little bit different today, seeing as we have a little bit of election fever in Canada and gearing up south of the border as well. I thought I'd talk about the business of politics versus real business. We could debate this forever on how the business of politics kind of marches to the beat of its own drum. But I thought what I'd do is highlight some of the things that I have noticed in the past few weeks to a month or so as we gear up for the election here in Canada. The first one is how, when it comes to politics, especially when it comes to election campaigning, that there's a lot of lambasting the competition. If we did that in the business world, we wouldn't be in business very long. As a matter of fact, for everything I've been told to embrace your competition, get to know them, even work with your competition, because it makes alliances stronger in the long run. But certainly in the political world, we don't see that. We see a lot of lambasting of the competition, derogatory statements that make one person seem better than another. Also, digging up a lot of dirt. If I was to go and dig up dirt on my competition and then in a workshop or seminar deliver that, whether it's true or not, I wouldn't be looked on very favorably. Also, speaking of digging up dirt, sometimes that dirt that is dug up or those things that are reported are not exactly true. So there's a lot of fabricating of fake news. There's a term we've heard a lot of lately. Or just creating a lot of lies to make myself look better. When I was in the financial services world, we did a little bit of this. It was not exactly something that we were supposed to do. Every now and again, though, we would, when we were sitting with clients, or certainly in our training sessions, we would talk about the competition, and we would talk about why we are better than the competition, and really dig up some of the things that we did better than our competition did. Is there anything wrong with that? You really need product conviction when you are going to your clients, but certainly going to your clients and saying, this is why you don't want to go to your competition. They do all these things wrong. They cheat, they steal, they lie. That's not going to serve you well in business, regardless of what kind of business that you're in. So certainly lambasting the competition is a huge no-no in the real world of business. In the business of politics, we seem to see it all the time, and seemingly more and more. Second thing I wanted to talk about is the debate. Now, for the debate, obviously we don't debate usually in the world of business, but we tend to do a lot of speaking as far as answering questions or delivering talks. So some of this comes from that too. But I wanted to give you a little bit of an observation of what I saw from one of the debates anyhow that I did catch. Number one was walking all over everyone speaking, which was extremely hard to hear. And as somebody who was listening, trying to take in everything that each person who was at the debate was saying, it was very hard to decipher who was speaking and what they were saying. Also, disrespectful of time. Now, that goes right back to the speaking world. When I have 10 minutes to speak, I have 10 minutes to speak. When I have 2 minutes to speak, I have 2 minutes to speak. When I have 30 seconds to speak, I have 30 seconds to speak. Sometimes there's a 2 or 3 second grace period, but usually your time is your time. So if anything, if you're in the real world, especially the real world where you're doing a lot of speaking, you should be right on time or slightly under. I did notice a lot of disrespecting of the time, and then to go along with that, a lot of disrespecting of the moderator. So if I was in the business world as a coach, if I was asked to speak somewhere, and not only did I go over time, but then I was disrespectful of the meeting planner as they were trying to move things ahead or trying to, thank me and get me off stage. If I was kept talking and was completely disregarding whatever they were trying to do, that would not go over well in business. I probably would not be invited back. I probably would never be suggested that I speak at other events as well, that they would not give me a good referral. But in the world of politics, it seems to be okay. Even though we don't like it, we see it a lot. And we certainly saw that a lot when I was watching, certainly when I was watching the debate too. The other thing I wanted to mention is the type of marketing that seems to be becoming popular in the world of politics. It's been something that's been popular in the States for quite some time now, but it's that guerrilla marketing where it's a lot of negativity about your competition and trying to pat yourself on the back and prop yourself up and make you look like you are a superstar. Now, obviously in the world of business, you want to make yourself look like you are a superstar as well, but not at the expense of your competition. And let me tell you why. Because marketing that doesn't highlight features and benefits, in other words, why is it you that's going to help me? What are the features and benefits that you bring to the table? Isn't going to fly. Also, to go along with that, marketing that doesn't answer the question, why you? Why of all the people or all the businesses that offer this type of service or product, why is yours the company I want to go with? Doesn't fly either from a marketing standpoint for real business. And then there's this fact versus fiction thing again. How much is made up to make you look good and to make the competition look bad? Now, if I did marketing like that, if I had marketing that did not highlight features and benefits of anything I did, whether it was a workshop or a seminar or a program, or even if it was a webinar I was doing, something that was free, it probably wouldn't last long. You probably wouldn't sign up for the product. If I did the type of marketing that didn't answer the question why I was the person that you should be doing work with, I wouldn't last long in business either. And also, if I provided a lot of untruthful information or information that was not factual, in other words, it was fiction, I made up a bunch of stuff, then it also wouldn't look good. It would look really bad on me, and people would be going to the competition. But again, in the world of politics, it seems to go the opposite way. There's a lot of marketing that doesn't highlight all of the features and benefits of a party's platform. There's also a lot of, I don't know why I should vote for you. At the end of seeing political ads or even seeing politicians speak at events and such. And then there's this fact versus fiction thing again, where we know there's a lot of made up things because we're seeing it more and more. So keep that in mind. As I just wanted to share this because I thought it was relevant, because we are in an election here in Canada. It's a big one. There's a lot of debate over who's going to win the seat. But then not only that, it's also a huge political boondoggle south of the border, as I know they gear up for an election year as well. So keep that in mind, that if you're looking at your business, and do not take a page from the political world at all. Make sure that you are not lambasting your competition. Make sure that you are, if anything, embracing your competition. When you are speaking, make sure you are respectful of the time, you are respectful of the moderator, and if you're more than one speaker on a platform, make sure that you are allowing everyone an equal share, and make sure that you're not tripping over everyone's words. And as far as marketing goes, you want your marketing to highlight your features and benefits. You want your marketing also to answer the question, why you? Why are you the person that I should be doing business with? And then finally, make sure it's all true. Make sure you're not making anything up. And make sure if you are making something up, which you shouldn't be, it's not in an effort to just derail the competition. So I wanted to chat about that today, as I said, because we are in an election year. And I also wanted to remind you about Pitch Fest, which is coming up in Kingston. Pitch Fest, of course, is where entrepreneurs learn to sell themselves. How good are you at pitching your business? Are you okay? Are you still doing the type of pitch that you did 20 years ago when you started networking or started your business? If you said yes to that, then you definitely need a seat at Pitch Fest, either in the audience or as a person pitching your business. You have a shot, by the way, if you are one of the people pitching, you have a shot at winning business mentoring for a year. Now, that package includes public speaker training, marketing strategy, website review, social media support, and much more. So we have 20 spots available for speakers. 5 of them have already been filled, and we know the others will fill up quickly. So if you want one of them, go to my website, carlspeaks.ca/pitchfest, and get your name in there. Also, if you just want to be in the audience, you want to be in the gallery and learn that way, a great opportunity for you to do that too. Again, it's carlspeaks.ca/pitchfest. That's it for today. Until next time, it's Carl Richards. Get out there and own the platform.
Thanks for listening to the Speaking of Speaking podcast. Fired up about something you heard today? Want to learn more? Be sure to visit carlspeaks.ca And don't forget to follow Carl on Twitter at CarlRichard72 or join the Facebook group Speaking of Speaking.